G'day guys, welcome to episode 11 of the VL build. As you can see behind me, we're going to be doing some priming and some filling and a lot of bogging and a lot of sanding as well. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I've been doing a bit of sanding with the new orbital sander Dad picked up yesterday. I'm loving it already. I've only been doing it for like an hour. I love it already. You can see all the where the parts of flicked off paint used to be is all sanded back, and then we might need to add some more bog on that bit as well. But yeah, so there's that side, and then we're going to take the boot off so it makes it easier, and then most of that side as well. Now you might not be able to hear me because Dad is grinding on the other side, but look at the difference. That's sanded. That's not. Looking very good. Pretty happy with that. Alright, so Dad has used the grinder to get the glue off that held the side moles on. So that looks pretty good. And then I just went over it again with the sander just to make it a bit smoother. And then in on that groove right there, use the corner of the sander to get all that nice and smooth. And then on the front there as well. Looks pretty good. All up there, and then put a little bit more bog on. Just where the dents were, or a dent that was there. So Dad's gotten the wheels out and the horses out because we're going to be taking off the boot and the bonnet, so he can just makes it a bit easier to paint them and prime them, whatever. Alright, so when we were sanding this part, we found that it must have been dinted before, and they've gone in with some bog and bogged all that up. So yeah, so that's flaked off. So Dad's going to show me how to mix it up, and then we'll do the same thing as what they did. So it can be all nice and new.
And Brad, just for the record, did I ask you to take these off? So when we paint it?
Yes.
And what did you say?
Nah.
Okay, so for the record, you're going to tape the handles up and not remove them because you're too lazy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, righto. Just so it's on camera.
Yep.
That'll be fine, you reckon?
Yeah.
How many cars you painted?
A few.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Bog?
Yep.
Hardener. Okay,
Yep.
so that's a chemical reaction. And this is yellow in colour, and this is blue.
Yep.
What does yellow and blue make?
Green.
Green. So when you mix them together, you got to sort of keep stirring and smudging it all together so it's all the same colour, so it all goes off at the same time. And once you add the hardener, then you start a timer for when it goes like this. Okay, so you can't muck around. You mix it as quickly as you can, get it on as quickly as you can. Alright? So what they say is you put, mix this up. You put, like when you've got a circle, you put a line across it like that.
Yep.
Right, all mix.
Just like that. Right, bonnet's off. Now it looks like a burnout car. So now it's over here, up on the old wheels, and then just some of Dad's Hilux wheels. That doesn't look too good. This side doesn't look that bad. Just some surface rust. And then under here we need to glue all that back on so we don't get any, what did you call it again?
Oh, there's balls in the bonnet and the boot.
Same thing on the boot.
Put a bit of Sikaflex in there.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That's another step. Alright, so the bog has set, or mostly set. So now I've got the 80 grit on the sander. The taping and covering up of the windows, tape all the handles and little things sticking off. See my reflection. And then all up on the windshield. Just had to cut around these because then it'd like spray under and hit the windshield. Done all up here, all along here. And then for some reason there was some holes here, so I just had to cover those up. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Alright, so while Dad's over there doing some touch-up sanding, just going to cover the engine all the way to about here, because we're going to do this front panel part as well, just inside the engine bay there. So I'll be using the same stuff I used to cover the windshield and like all the other windows. So just to keep it from getting overspray and whatever. So yeah, I'll get into that. Alright, so day 2 of taping, and today hopefully we're going to get some primer on the car. So finish up doing the bonnet, the engine bay, and then I'll move down to the boot, and then I'll cover that up, and then hopefully Dad will be down by then and we'll be able to mix some stuff up. And then we'll also flip the bonnet and boot right there, flip those over, and then get to painting those ones as well with the primer. So I've finished taping up the boot, finished the windows, finished pretty much all the taping. Now we're just flipping the bonnet over from when it where it used to be, flipping it to the top side so we can do this part, and then just did the boot as well. So gonna get priming, eh, Dad?
Yep.
Nice. Alright, so Dad's put some Sikaflex around here just to keep that like the frame part of the boot on, keep it from like having whoopee looking things in the, so from the outside it's nice and smooth. And then he did the same for the bonnet as well, just went around all the edges. That's where it was flaking up a bit. So yeah, this is all ready to prime, so we'll get into that. Alright, so we just picked up the gear we need to prime and paint my car. So the bit I'm most excited about is the base colour. So this is Blue Ice, the colour is called. So I've never actually seen it in person, like what it actually looks like, other than my car, it's all rusty. So this is the first time I'm seeing it. Let's see what... That doesn't look like the right colour.
That looks... maybe it's not shaking up.
Yeah, it's probably not shaking up. Alright, so giving it a shake. This is take 2, my first time opening it. Definitely haven't opened it already. First time seeing it. For real.
Look the same.
Now it looks green. Oh, I guess
it'll look different.
Yeah, it looks
like,
different.
If you look at it there, that's that greeny, silvery, bluey. Yeah.
So once it's on the car and we've probably the bonnet or the boot that we spray first, be able to see what it really looks like.
Right, we'll have a look at that silver.
Yeah. So this is the like the door guard and bumper colour. This is, what's the colour called again?
Asteroid
Silver. So we went with the lighter one, it just looked better in photos.
There's 2 different greys, isn't there? There's MX grey, which is the darker grey, and then there's Asteroid Silver.
I think we both preferred the silver one. So I've given this one a shake. Ooh. That's pretty good. Those colours next to each other.
Ooh.
Damn.
A completely different one on the car.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get priming.
Alright, Dad, what's going on here?
I'm just mixing up some primer. What's that, Brad? We're just mixing up some primer and hardener and reducer, and it's all ready to go. And I'm going to stick it in here, and it's at the right air pressure setting, and then I'm going to hand it to Brad. And if he stuffs it up, it's his fault.
It's a bit of a stitch up. No pressure. Right, just going to quickly stop it there, because as you can see here, as soon as we put that primer on, you can see the dents that you couldn't see before. So probably do something about that, but looking pretty good. Dad's just done some of the roof, looks pretty good. And then down here, and then I've just started doing the door here, did that quarter panel there, all up along here, down in there. So this is the moment where I see if my tape holds up. Hopefully it does, because that'll be bad. So yeah, it just ran out. Dad's just filling it up now, putting some more in there, and we'll get back into it. Got our filler here. What do you reckon, Dad? Do you reckon it's gonna fill it? Fill the little holes?
I'm not confident.
I reckon it will. It's pretty thick. Spilt some. So we're trying to get that to fill in that stuff. And then along here, if you can see that, yeah, you can. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna have to bog it all. We probably will have to bog it all. And then, where's the little part here? That little part, we're gonna have to bog that anyway. And then, especially up on the roof here, this is a main spot, all stuff like that. So, we're hoping, not very confident, that the filler is going to fill that in for us, so we don't have to bog the whole thing. Fingers crossed. Alright, so I'm down this afternoon myself today. Dad's at work. Just going to be sanding all this bog where the really bad like holes were that the filler couldn't fill in, the primer fill. So it's going to be sanding that with some 60 grit so it gets done nice and quickly, and then might go back over it again with higher grit just to smoothen out a bit more. So I'll get into that. Alright, so I've done a bit of sanding and then just gave it a wipe with a wet sponge where I've done. Looks pretty good. So you see there I've gone back down to the metal, and then I've used that. It's just got a bit of sandpaper on the bottom just to make sure that it's all nice and flat. So if you can see in the light there, looks pretty flat. You can't really see it on camera, but looks pretty good. Alright, so I'm done with this afternoon. Got this whole side done. Reckon I did pretty well for the progress. All nice and flat. So I used a 60 grit just to go over it all, and then maybe tomorrow I'll come down with like a 80 grit or something, or maybe even higher than that, 120, just to smoothen it out a bit. So it's all nice and flat, all the edges match, it's all nice and straight. So yeah, pretty much done this afternoon. Alright guys, gonna stop it there for that one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Still got a bit of work to do, but hopefully episode 12 will be out soon, after we obviously do some more sanding and a little bit more priming as well. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.